Welcome, my dear students. So excited to meet you again in another episode of our program for English language for first prep under the supervision of the Ministry of Education. أهلا بكم أعزائي الطلبة في حلقة جديدة من حلقات برنامجنا للصف الأول الإعدادي للغة الإنجليزية تحت رعاية وإشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Let's remember what we were talking about in the previous session. We were talking about the time and we were talking mainly about the school subjects. اتكلمنا الحلقة اللي فاتت على how you can tell time، ازاي بنعبر عن الوقت، واتكلمنا على school subjects in general. تمام؟ Okay. Today we are going to complete Unit 2, second part. Let's start. Okay. Today we are going to talk mainly about the adverbs of frequency. Then we are going to compare between the daily routine of someone and my daily routine. At last, we are going to finish by the possessive S. Okay? When should I use the possessive S? When I want to talk about something belongs to someone else. Now, we'll start our session by explaining the adverbs of frequency. Let's go. Okay, now we are going to talk about the adverbs of frequency. But before we start to talk about adverbs of frequency, let's talk in generally about the importance of adverbs in English language. The importance of adverbs, that adverbs mainly describe the main action of the sentence. Okay? يعني هي دايما بتوصف المين action أو الverb أو الفعل بتاع السنتنس. تمام؟ طيب. They also answer the questions of when or how or where the action is done or is happened. يعني بيتكلم على إمتى الأكشن بيحصل وفين وإزاي. Okay? طيب. If I want to talk about the adverbs of frequency بقى. I have 6 main adverbs of frequency. Okay? Let's write them. I have always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. Okay? Always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. طيب. To describe the function or the usage of these adverbs of frequency, I have to give you a good way to illustrate them by percentage. يعني to differentiate between each word or each adverb and the next, we will use the percentage, النسبة. يعني إيه؟ When I start with always gives me the 100 percentage. ال 100 percentage. يعني إيه؟ يعني when I say I always brush my teeth daily. I always brush my teeth daily. It means that I never forget or I never stop brushing my teeth. Every day I brush my teeth. كل يوم أنا لازم أغسل أسناني. أوكي؟ مفيش يوم بنسى، مفيش يوم بقف، مفيش يوم بأجل الموضوع. Okay? Always. دائما. 100%. تمام؟ طيب. Usually means mostly. يعني إيه mostly؟ يعني في أغلب الأوقات أو في أغلب الأحيان غالبا. يعني it gives me the percentage of 90 or 80%. 90 or 80%. يعني I usually do something but maybe in 1 or 2 times I stop or I forget to do it. يعني أنا عادة بعمل هذا الموضوع بس maybe في مرة أو مرتين بنسى. يعني إيه؟ يعني لما أقول I usually visit my grandma on weekends. It means يعني إن أنا عادة بزور جدتي، بس ممكن يطلع لي ظرف طارئ يخليني في مرة أو مرتين ما أقدرش أزورها. تمام؟ أوكي. بعد كده often. often gives me the percentage of 70%. 70%. يعني إيه؟ يعني in many times I often play basketball in the club. أنا في معظم الأوقات بلعب كرة سلة مع أصحابي في النادي. 70%. بس مش بنفس القدر بتاع usually or always. تمام؟ I often. طيب when I look at sometimes give me the 50-50%. يعني I can do something or I can't do it. Okay? The percentage of doing the action or stop doing the action is equal or is the same. يعني 50%. Okay? When I say I sometimes go with my father to his work. يعني ساعات بروح مع والدي للشغل بتاعه وساعات ما بروحش. 50% to do the action. Okay? Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe do or maybe don't. تمام؟ طيب. Rarely gives me the percentage of 20 or 10% to do something. يعني in most of the times, in most of the occasions, I don't do this action. أنا عادة مش بعمل ده. بس maybe in 1 or 2 times I can make it. يعني إيه؟ يعني when I say I rarely choose London for a vacation. يعني أنا نادراً لما بختار لندن for a vacation أو لإني أقضي فيها أجازة أو رحلة. Rarely. Maybe 1 or 2 times maximum. تمام؟ Rarely. يعني نادراً إني بعمل حاجة. طيب. Never. It means that I never do it. أنا عمري ما عملتها وعمري ما هعملها. I never. يعني when I say I never eat sushi. يعني أنا ما باكلش السوشي ده خالص. I never eat sushi. يبقى بتديني 0%. يعني حاجة عمري ما عملتها. تمام؟ طيب. احنا هنا اتكلمنا على ال usages of the adverbs of frequency. طيب when should I use them؟ امتى بستخدمهم؟ to answer about the question of how often. يعني عشان أجاوب على ال question بتاع how often. تمام؟ يعني إيه how often؟ It's a WH question word بتسأل على يعني الفريكونسي، التكرار. أوكي؟ أنت قد إيه بتعمل الموضوع ده؟ أوكي؟ How often do you brush your teeth؟ I always brush my teeth daily. أنا دائما بغسل أسناني. يبقى لما أحب أسأل أعمل question على أي واحد من ال adverbs of frequency هستخدم how often. أوكي؟ تمام؟ طيب. Let's have an example. If I say how often do you brush your teeth? How often do you brush your teeth? I'll answer with always. For example, I'll say I always brush my teeth. أنا دائما بغسل أسناني. تمام؟ أوكي. طيب. If I want to talk about بقى الposition أو المكان اللي أنا بحط فيه ال adverbs of frequency بستخدمهم فين في السنتنس؟ دايما ال adverbs of frequency بحطها before the main verb of the sentence. Look at this sentence. I always brush my teeth. هنا ال adverb of frequency always. Then I put the main verb of the sentence. I always brush my teeth. استخدمت ال adverbs of frequency then I put the main verb. تمام. طيب if I want to use the verb to be, should I put the adverbs of frequency before verb to be? No. In this case, I have to put the adverbs of frequency after verb to be. يعني إيه؟ If I say he is always angry. He's always angry. هو دايما غضبان. Okay? Can I say he always is angry? Absolutely wrong. أكيد لأ. I have to put the verb to be, then I'll use the adverbs of frequency. يبقى هتبقى he is always angry. He is always angry. تمام؟ Got the difference? يبقى when I have the main verb of the sentence, brush, run, walk, talk, sleep, eat, drink, I'll put the adverb of frequency before it. تمام؟ But when I want to use verb to be, like is or am or are, was or were, I'll put the adverbs of frequency after verb to be. تمام؟ Okay. طيب. Let's talk بقى about the adverbs of frequency as a time expressions for the present simple. احنا عارفين يا ولاد. Someone can tell me that Miss Sarah, we have said these words before. Yes, exactly. We have seen these words before in the present simple. They are the time expressions of the present simple. Okay? Always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. And this means that you can use the adverbs of frequency with the present simple. With the present simple. يعني if I want to use a question with always or usually, often, sometimes, rarely, or never, I'll use the present simple form. يعني I have to use the auxiliary verbs do or does. يبقى if I have a question, I'll say how often do. How often do. I have to use the auxiliary verb do because it is the present simple. How often do you brush your teeth? طيب if I want to use it with the third singular pronouns اللي هما he or she or it, I'll say does he how often does he play football? How often does he play football? هو قد إيه بيلعب كورة في within the week, within the year, whatever. Okay? If I want to answer, I'll say he plays because I have to cross the auxiliary does and put s to the verb. يبقى it will be he often plays football. He often plays football, or he usually plays football in the club. تمام؟ Got the idea of the adverbs of frequency? تمام. طيب, let's go to some exercise to check our understanding. See you. Okay, let's answer some questions or some exercise about the adverbs of frequency to check our understanding. Okay, look at the adverbs of frequency and use how often with the question. تمام؟ Hey, how often does Akiyu have breakfast with his family? She usually has breakfast with her family. She usually has breakfast with her family. As we have said, we use usually, the adverb of frequency, usually, before the verb. تمام? Okay. Question number 2. Does Akiyu and her brother walk to school? They never walked school. They never walked school. How often does the trip to school take a long time? How often does the trip to school take a long time? It always takes a long time. It always takes a long time. I want to draw your attention to the S that we have, that we add to the verb with it because it's present simple tense. تمام؟ Okay. How often does Akiyo go to the library at break? How often does Akiyo go to the library at break? She sometimes goes to the library at breaks. She sometimes goes to the break. How often does Akiyo do her homework? How often does Akiyo do her homework? She always 100%, she always does her homework. The last question. How often do Akiyo and her brother watch TV before they go to bed? How often do they watch TV before they go to bed? They usually watch TV before they go to bed. تمام؟ Okay. طيب. Look at this timetable بقى. Complete the sentences about Akiyo and her brother Yaro. Okay? طيب. We have to complete the sentences about Akiyo and Yaro using or by looking to the stars. Each number of stars show me an adverb of frequency. Okay? 5 stars means always, 4 stars means usually, 3 stars mean often, 2 stars sometimes, and 0 stars mean never. Let's start. Akiyo never plays basketball. Number 2, Yaro space plays basketball. Look at Yaro. Okay, Yaro, in the icon of Yaro we have 4 stars. يبقى Yaro usually. تمام؟ Yaro usually plays basketball. Akiyo space reads English books. Akiyo reads English books. Akiyo has 3 stars. يبقى it will be often. It will be often. تمام. طيب, look at Yaro. How often does Yaro read books or read English books? Yaro has 2 stars. يبقى it means sometimes. يبقى Yaro sometimes reads English books. Okay? The last question. Akiyo and Yaro, both Akiyo and Yaro, help in the home. How often do they help in the home? They always, both of them have 5 stars. يبقى they always تمام help in the home. Okay? تمام. طيب. Ask and answer the questions in pairs. Here we have 2 friends talking to each other. One of them is asking the other with how often. How often do you get up at 6:30 p.m.? And the other will answer, I never get up at 6:30. I usually get up at 7 a.m. Okay? طيب. Let's make an example or let's answer a question like this example. Okay? طيب. I'll make a question with how often. Okay? And I have to use the auxiliary verb do because it's the present simple tense. يبقى how often do you how often go to bed at 8:30 p.m.? How often do you go to bed at 8:30 p.m.? I can answer with I never go to bed at 8:30 p.m. I always go to bed at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock. تمام? Okay. Another example. How often do you help in the home? How often قد إيه بتساعد والدتك في البيت؟ How often do you help in the home? I always help in the home. تمام؟ Let's assume that he's a good son and he's helping his mother in home. تمام؟ يبقى I always help in the home. Let's go بقى to the possessive S. The possessive S. Okay. I use the possessive S when I want to talk about something and say that this something belongs to someone. Belongs to someone. يعني بستخدم اس الملكية لما بكون بتكلم عن حاجة وعايزة أقول إن هي بتخص حد معين. تمام؟ طيب يعني إيه؟ لو جيت أقول for example it is the girl's notebook. It's the girl's notebook. Here I'm going to say that the notebook belongs to the girl. طيب the girl هنا singular or plural? Singular. Okay? طيب يبقى I have to put the apostrophe then the S. Okay? يبقى if the word or if the noun is singular I have to put the apostrophe then I'll add the S. تمام؟ Like this example, it is the girl's notebook. Or the girl's name is Salma. Girl's name is Salma. اسم البنت سلمى. خلاص؟ تمام. It's Salma's book. It's Salma's book. All these names are singular. يعني مفرد. يبقى في الحالة دي لما هحط البوسيسيف اس هحط الابوستروف وبعدين احط الاس. تمام؟ اوكي. طيب if I have a plural noun what should I do؟ طيب if I have a plural noun I'll use the S, I'll add the S then the apostrophe because I have already have the S اللي هي البلورال S with the noun. يعني for example when I say the boys plural or singular؟ Absolutely plural. Okay. طيب should I add another S and put apostrophe؟ No. I'll keep the S, the plural S and put apostrophe after the noun. تمام؟ يبقى it will be it is the girl's picture. It is the girl's picture. The girls' names are Judy and Ola. The girls' name are Judy and Ola. يبقى هنا I'm talking about two persons. اتنين. وبقول إن أسمائهم جودي وعلا. تمام؟ أوكي. طيب. Look at these sentences. It is the teacher's pen and this is the teacher's room. What is the difference هنا between the two sentences? The first one, I'm talking about just one teacher. I'm talking about a singular person. شخص واحد. أوكي؟ عشان كده حطيت الأبوستروف وبعدين الإس. طيب. In the other sentence, I'm talking about more than one teacher. Okay? Plural. يبقى I'll put the apostrophe after the S. تمام? Got it? Okay. Let's answer some questions. تمام. Look at the table and complete the sentence with the names in the brackets. طيب. Here we have to complete the sentences with and correct the names or the nouns in the brackets, between brackets. طيب. It's Hoda's notebook. It's Hoda's notebook. طيب. Question number 2. There are the boys football. There are the boys football. Here the word boys singular or plural? Absolutely plural. طيب. What should I do? I'll put apostrophe after the S. تمام؟ يعني it will be boys with the apostrophe at the end of the word. تمام؟ Number 3. Whose shoes are these? They are Ali. طيب. If I want to put the apostrophe S, what should I do? I'll put the apostrophe then the S because Ali is singular. I'm talking about just one person. يبقى Ali's. Okay. Number 4. Magdi bag is blue. What should I say? Magdi's bag is blue. Apostrophe S because Magdi is just one person. Number 5. That's not the children's notebook. Please look at the word children's. هنا Miss Sarah, the word children is plural. How can I put apostrophe and S? Is it singular? No, it's plural, but it's a regular plural. يعني إيه؟ It's a plural noun without using s or without adding s. Children, okay? Children is the plural form of the word child. تمام؟ أطفال. يبقى what should I do when I have a regular plural? I'll put the apostrophe and the s. عادي خالص. تمام؟ As if it's singular. That's not the children's notebook. It is the teacher's. It is the teacher's. It is Fadi's jacket. It is Fadi's jacket. Again, apostrophe and s. تمام. In these books there are girls' t-shirts. Girls' t-shirts. Girls plural. يبقى I'll keep the plural s. Then I'll put the apostrophe. Whose cap is this? It's Dina's. It's Dina's. تمام. 9. Manal's bag is yellow. Manal's bag is yellow. Number 10. That's not Mr. Abdelaziz's ball. It is the children's ball. It is the children's ball. Okay. Got the idea of the possessive s? Okay. I hope that you enjoyed our session, and see you next time, inshallah. Thank you so much for watching me. See you next time. Bye.